Good day, Yosefians. Today is Saturday, January 30, 2021. Today, I'm going to present to you our lesson, which is about patterns or sequence. So we have two learning targets for this topic. Number 1, identify continuous or repeating pattern. Number 2, determine the missing terms of a sequence, such as add numbers, even numbers, multiple of a numbers, and so on. So please watch this. What is pattern? Pattern is a series or sequence that repeats. Math patterns are sequences that repeat based on a rule, and a rule is a set way to calculate or solve a problem. There are two types of pattern: finite pattern and infinite pattern. Finite pattern, it is a pattern that has end, while infinite pattern, it is a continuous pattern or no ending. So let me give you an example of pattern using shapes or visual presentation. In this visual presentation, we use different kinds of shapes to represent pattern. In the first figure, we use square. So the first pattern is it composed of two squares, and for the second pattern, we just add two squares to make it 4. And in the third pattern, we add another 2 to make it 6 squares. So the missing pattern is we have 8 squares. So we will just add 2 squares for the last pattern, which is 6. So 6 added by 2 squares, the equivalent is 8. For the second example, it composed of vertical, rectangle, and circle. The first pattern is 1 rectangle and 1 circle. For the second pattern, we just add 1 circle. That is why it becomes 2 circles. And for number 3, we will add another 1 circle. That is why it becomes 3 circles. And the missing pattern, it will have 4 circles to complete the pattern. And the last example for this visual presentation is it composed of diamond. Number 1, it has 1 diamond only. For the second pattern, in the 4 sides of the diamond, it is added by 1 diamond each. And for the third pattern, another diamond added by each sides. And for the last pattern, we will add another 1 diamond in each side to complete the pattern. So very easy, right? If we will use the visual presentation. Now let's proceed on how to make a pattern or series using number. The first example is we have 3, 9, 27, and 81. Look at the interval between 3 and 9, and 9 and 27. So these are the 3 numbers that we are going to infer in order to know if we will use either addition or subtraction or multiplication. Since the interval from 9 to 27 is a little bit far, so we will use multiplication. So we will use the rule n times 3. For the last pattern is 81, we will multiply it by 3, and the answer is 243. We will multiply 243 by 3, the answer is 729, and we will multiply it by 3. The last number is 2187. For the second example, we have 4, 8, 12, and 16. If you can see the interval between 4 and 8, 8 and 12, you can see that we will just add 4. So our rule here is n plus 4. At the last pattern is 16. We will add it by 4. The answer is 20. And then we will add 4 for 20. The answer is 24. And the last pattern is 28. And for the last example is we have 8, 16, 32, and 64. If you will distinguish the interval between 8 and 16, 16 and 32, it has a difference. So the pattern here is multiplication. We will multiply it by 2, so that is n times 2. That is why 8 times 2 equals 16. 16 times 2, 32. 32 times 2, 64. And then the next pattern is 64 times 2 equals 128. Times 2, 256. And times 2, the answer is 512. There are another row that we can use. We can also use n minus a, n plus a, n plus a, and then n times b, or we have also n plus a and then n plus b. It's depend upon the given series or pattern. In the given rule, a and b is the number that you are going to add, multiply, or subtract. That's all for today. I hope that you understand on how to create a pattern or sequence, and you know how to identify the rules being used. Now you can create your own pattern, and remember that repeating colors, numbers, shapes can make patterns. God bless, and keep in mind that in everything we do, Jesus is glorified. See you in our next topic. Goodbye.